Adam Copeland and myself, we became friends. Turns out that he loved wrestling just as much as I did. And, we had a bond with wrestling. It was kind of like a precursor to things to come.
TNA Home Video presents Instant Classic, the best of Christian Cage. Available Tuesday on DVD.
Coming up next, we'll hear from Sting concerning Kurt Angle's challenge for a TNA World Title rematch. But first, let's bring out Wildcat Chris Harris and the War Machine Rhino as they get ready to face Robert Roode and James Storm.
And you want to probably ask me the same stupid question you ask everybody, right? What are my feelings on the match? Well, it just so happens that Robert Roode and James Storm are my two favorite people in TNA to knock around. Have I kept you from something?
You're not keeping me from anything.
I don't know what our problem has been today, but I feel like if we're going to be tag team partners tonight, we should probably show up for an interview segment together. So if you don't mind, Rhino, be where you're supposed to be from now on. Oh, and by the way, if you don't mind, try and stay sober tonight.
You got a problem or something?
The fight's out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number one. First, accompanied by the pride of Tennessee, Miss Jackie Moore. From Bleepersford, Tennessee, Cowboy James Storm.
Tag team action for James Storm this week on Thursday Night Impact. But as you recall from looking at the tournament brackets for the Fight for the Right, next week here on Impact, we will see James Storm go one-on-one with Eric Young. And could anybody be more fortunate than James Storm just to get in this tournament, Don?
Oh, absolutely. Last one in, first one out.
And his tag team partner accompanied by his Chief Executive Officer, Miss Brooks, from Wall Street in Manhattan, New York, Robert Roode.
Well, continuing on that Fight for the Right theme, next week it's going to be the number 2 versus 7 seed, which means Robert Roode versus Junior Fatu. Now think of what that potentially could mean down the line. It could mean that these tag team partners tonight, James Storm, Robert Roode, could be going head-to-head. They could be squaring off in the Fight for the Right tournament as we move on in the semifinal and final round.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents first, from Fort Bragg, Kentucky, Wildcat Chris Harris.
Well, it certainly seemed in the pre-match interview between the Wildcat and his tag team partner, the War Machine, that there was some pretty serious friction between Chris Harris and Rhino.
Well, we saw in the Fight for the Right tournament about Burgoyne, Chris Harris so close to being the last member. When he did make it in, he pitched a fit. And I don't think he's forgotten that yet, Mike, and he can't accept it.
And his tag team partner from Detroit, Michigan, the War Machine, Rhino.
While we're talking about Bound for Glory, while we invite you to check out the replay of that great pay-per-view, we've got to talk about the Monsters Ball as well. Abyss victorious, finally breaking his streak. 3 unsuccessful tries in the Monsters Ball before winning. But how about when the War Machine Rhino did that unbelievable gore right through the wall?
It was one of the most incredible things that I've ever seen. He had it set up, and he just was aiming right for Abyss to take him out. Abyss got out of the way, and then the War Machine scattered through the wall, and I mean the crowd was speechless. And you know what? From that point on, Rhino was never the same in that match. Eventually, after a long time, he got back to the ring, but he was just, Mike, he was just disconnected from that. I mean, it was unbelievable that he was even able to get up and walk and just get into the ring right now.
Remember the problems that we've seen here on Impact over the course of the past several months between Rhino and the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm. I'm guessing that's what precipitated James Storm's quick exit there even before the opening bell. And there goes Storm out to the arena floor here at the Impact Zone. And there goes Robert Roode right into the corner turnbuckle.
Well, look at that. So Robert Roode turns it back, but oh, nice elbow right in perfect timing into the face of Robert Roode, and then he just sends him back, and oh, what a shoulder block. Takes the air right out of him.
Yeah, this really is an interesting backdrop to this match. the problems that we saw earlier between Harris and Rhino, but then on the opposite side, the potential for that down-the-line match between Storm and Roode in the fight for the right. And Don, as you know, with a TNA World Heavyweight Championship shot going to the winner of the fight for the right, everybody wants to be involved, of course, including Samoa Joe and Christian Cage.
Well, everybody's going to have their own agenda. There's no doubt about it. I mean, in a match like this, don't be surprised if somebody tries to injure somebody else so they can't continue on that tournament, even if it costs them this match. It's see Storm going at his former partner hard, but look at Wildcat Chris Harris just face times him right into the mat. Who almost got the pin?
TNA Wrestling planning a hostile takeover of another wrestling company. To find out what this is all about, join TNA Mobile, and we will text this information to your mobile phone. Text TNA to 76,000 and get a free week of TNA Mobile.
You can see Robert Roode taking control right here. Oh, nice counter as Wildcat didn't buy it and then just pummeled him in the back dead on. And now here he goes. Going to try to hold him up, and he can do this for as long as he wants. He lets that blood rush straight to the head, and then he takes him down hard, and look at Robert Roode pull up.
Here's the cover. Here's the pin attempt. 2 count only. Roode rolls the shoulder. And the tag is in. So they may have had some friction in the back. But Don, it seems like they're on the same page out here in this excited ring.
And like I said, I really believe that the Wildcat is just so frustrated. He thought he was so close to being in the fight for the right. And James Storm, who hit out behind our table, didn't even get involved. Snuck in a split second before Harris got in. And then, of course, he was the first one eliminated, but the Wildcat has not been able to let that go, and he's been whining about it ever since.
We are anticipating getting an answer from Sting as to the challenge from the Olympic gold medalist and former TNA World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle. Angle has demanded that he get that title rematch tonight, but that was, well, before the Kevin Nash Jackknife Powerbomb. This could be the goal.
Oh, you could see the War Machine setting up for it. Robert Roode came in to interfere, and it was just enough as it allowed James Storm to come in and get the leg up right to the face. And now look at him. He's trying to goad Wildcat coming in, and he goes right out. While the referee doesn't see it, Robert Roode tags himself in.
Also remember, ladies and gentlemen, still to come in this Thursday Night Impact broadcast, we will have the Parade of Champions, the championship belts being presented by Jim Cornette of TNA Management to the 3 new title holders that we crowned this past Sunday at Bound for Glory. Oh, man. See what Storm just did right there? Quick move in the corner on Rhino, courtesy of Roode. Roode snaps the next. Oh, and then the knee drop follows by the Cowboy.
Gotta be impressed with their teamwork as he goes for the quick. Oh, man, almost had it. So close to a 3 count. You could see Storm watching. Thought he was close enough, but Rhino had the shoulder up just in time. And now look at it. James Storm pulling back on the neck. You know, if I'm Sting, I'm thinking to myself, hey, why not do a rematch right now after what Kevin Nash did to Kurt Angle? Mentally, Kurt Angle cannot be ready for a rematch tonight.
I'm going to tell you what, Don, when we present that TNA World Heavyweight Championship belt to Sting, upcoming here in just minutes, I am going to ask him if he's willing, Don, to give that rematch to Angle tonight.
What an incredible night it was. What an incredible feeling, Mike. Did you not have goosebumps during that match? Just that crowd cheering Sting on. It was a night of magic in it. And I mean it, folks. Catch it if you can. You won't regret it.
Oh, it certainly was. From the opening Ultimate X to Samoa Joe and Christian Cage, all the way to Sting defeating Kurt Angle to the TNA World's title. Yes, Bound for Glory was great. Watch the Wildcat telegraph that back body drop. Who would know him better than his former AMW partner? Storm connects, but then Harris turns it into a spine buster.
Boy, he did. He just snapped it off. And look at him come on and hit that left arm lariat. Here we go. 1, 2, oh! So close he was at it, but now you're seeing the Wildcat that we remember from in the past, and he just sends Cowboy James Storm out, but Robert Roode in that quick.
Never saw that move from Roode. He was going to go for the payoff, but you saw the quick reversal. Could this be the catatonic?
He went for the catatonic, but Robert Roode was able to counter, and now both of them just kind of bum with rushes in there. Storm's got the referee distracted. Rhino realized this because Harris had him pinned.
Well, I think Rhino thought it was a good move to come in, but then the distraction leads to the enziguri by Storm. Could be the payoff.
Oh, he did it. 1, 2, he did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Cowboy James Storm, and Robert Roode.
Love those expressions from Ms. Brooks at ringside. Her man win this tag team matchup.
Well, this isn't going to bode well for Wildcat Chris Harris. He knew he had the pin. He had Robert Roode's shoulder stuck to the mat for a good 10 seconds. The referee was distracted, and it seems like everything that Chris Harris is trying to do, tries to get into the fight for the right, tries to get the pin, it just backfires on him, and you can sense his frustration, Mike. You can see it in his face. And now look at the ring right there. Looks like he's blaming the War Machine for what happened.
The Parade of Champions is up next, but now let's send it to JB with Kaz.
Congratulations are in order. Kaz, you have qualified for the Fight for Your Right tournament. Could this be the big break you've been looking for?
Well, thank you, JB. That's very kind of you. You know better than anyone. The whole time I've been in TNA, it's been a lot of turbulence. I mean, I surrounded myself with people like Raven. I had to put up with his douchebaggery for a year. And I surrounded myself with a bunch of children, a bunch of kids that wanted everything handed to them. You know me. You know that's not how the KAZ operates. Anything I get, I earn. And I've earned a spot in the Fight for the Right tournament. So, JB, it's time for the KAZ to fight for my right to party with some gold.
All right, KAZ, Kaz on his